I'm still trying to calm down after my Shoreditch experience. To be honest, this isn't my speech, but I'm going to have a quick sort of rant, then it's out of the way and I can focus on talking to everyone. 2 leadership skills I witnessed in the last 30 minutes. The first was resilience, because to get from Shoreditch to here is the longest possible journey, and I ran the last 500 metres because Judith was going to tell me off that I was late. And the second was collaboration, because the receptionist at Shoreditch gave me none. I said to her, I'm here for the ABC network, you know, and she went, they're cancelled. I said, could you give me a little bit more? Give me anything? No, they pulled out, they cancelled it a few weeks ago. Don't know anything about it. I said, do you know, I can speak to someone? She said, no. So thankfully, I managed to speak to Judith, and she said, you're in the wrong place. It's moved. And let me just say, this is a far nicer location. So I'm not going back to Shoreditch for any future events. So look, you know, I'm delighted to be here. Good evening, everyone. Delighted to be here. I tend to try and walk around a little bit because I always feel that I don't see the people at the back of the hall, and then I can ask them some really difficult questions. So you get extra points for being at the front. You know, it's great to be here. Thank you very much for the invite. I was wondering when it was coming because you didn't invite me last year. Now, hopefully, how many people here tonight are in the London team? Hands up. Well done. Now, if you didn't put your hand up, I should just say I have got some vacancies. So I'm always recruiting great talents. If you want to see me afterwards at the break, come and see me, have a chat to me. We've got lots of vacancies. You know, the funny thing was I got to Shoreditch early. Last time I'm going to mention it, I promise. And I got there and I thought, I'll just relax. Oh, have I got charts as well? Thank you. And I thought, I had a little cup of coffee. And I thought, oh, I'm here. I've gone through what I'm going to say. I'm very clear, all the rest of it. And I thought, you know, it's interesting. I was asked to present a couple of times at the Women in Leadership Network, and I presented a couple of times at the Asian Network. And I think sort of my takeout, and that's why I'm interested to see sort of, and have the conversations and discussions tonight, is that I found both the networks had very different challenges. But ironically, I felt that they had the same desire. So it'll be interesting as we go through tonight and we pick up at the stands afterwards and walk around some of the sort of career mapping session to have a chat with people, because the challenges are different, but there was the same desire by people, and what they wanted was a career, progression and development, all of which I think Tesco can deliver. I was asked to just talk a little bit about myself, which is very unusual for me, if you know me, but I'll keep it very brief. I've only ever worked at 2 companies. The first company I worked at was Mars, not the planet, Mars Confectionery in Slough, not as glamorous, and I did 10 years with them, and it was a great business, and I did a load of sales jobs and marketing jobs and really enjoyed that. And then one day I got a phone call from somebody at Tesco saying, do you fancy turning poacher turned gamekeeper and coming to join sort of the retail side? And I thought, oh, don't know about that, you know, that sounds like hard work. Anyway, this is my 11th year, and I've been at Tesco now for 11 years. I'm really excited because if I do another 4, I finally get an award for 15 years. And I've never understood why I don't get an award at 10 years, because I think that's a long time in any business, but apparently I've got to wait till 15. So I've been at Tesco for 11 years, and this is my 12th year. And in my 11 years, I've been in commercial. I joined as a category director in commercial, and I then went abroad, and I did 5.5 years out in the Czech Republic and Slovak Republics being the commercial director. I came back to the UK in 2007 and was then the commercial director for the UK, and I spent most of my life in commercial. And I suppose the moral of the story is I'm now managing director for London, and it's my 9th week. And let me tell you, it's frightening, but it's a fantastic experience. And because I'd got a career map, because I'd spent time with my boss talking about my development, he said, we need to give you some retail experience. We need you to come and move out of a commercial world you've spent 11 years in, both in the UK and overseas, and we need to do something different. And I said, but I have no skills to run shops. And he said, but that's what we're going to teach you, and that's what we're going to develop you, and we're going to put great people around you. And so I suppose for me, this is my 9th week. We've set up London, has its own format. We've got multi-formats across London, and it's a fantastic challenge, but it's also quite scary. But if I hadn't had the career discussions, if I hadn't had the talent planning, I wouldn't be doing this job now. And I think and a lot of people, by the way, told me, don't do it. They said, Andrew, don't do it. You're only even good at commercial, you're quite good at that, you can't go and run shops. And I suppose my learnings for me were around, one is understand your career, but more importantly, have the confidence to take on new challenges. And I find there's always lots of people in this world who tell you what you can't do, and very few tell you what you can do. So I'd really say, have confidence in your ability, have confidence in what you want to do, and have some clarity about what you'd like to do. Now, if I said I want to be a brain surgeon, they might say you haven't got any skills for that and you can't do it. But if your ambition and your career path is realistic, it's based on training, it's based on development, have the confidence to go and explore different areas of the business. I think part of my excitement of this job is it's taking on a new challenge. And it's pretty scary, but it's also pretty exciting. And actually, I've realised in the last 8 weeks that I'm learning new stuff every day that I didn't think I'd sort of nearly forgotten to learn and just got in that rut of doing the same old job. And now I'm learning new things, and it's absolutely fantastic. And you know what? Always believe. I absolutely believe that we all own our own careers. What you do need is you need support, you need transparency of what's available, and you need opportunity. But you control your own career, and you've got to have a clear view of what you'd like to do. And then you need the support of your line manager and your business to do it. And as a man who's sort of done 11 years in commercial and now is working in retail, it's a fantastic opportunity and just shows what you can do. So I was asked to talk about having a diverse team. Now clearly, we absolutely want to have diversity and a diverse team. And specifically, when I look at my London team, one of the first things I did was I looked at all the colleagues in London. We've got 26,000 colleagues working in London. We've got nearly 500 shops going from the small expresses up to the big extras. And what's interesting, when you look at our colleagues, 57% of our colleagues in London are Asian. 16.4% of our colleagues in London are black. And when you look at that, we've got customer assistants, 13%. We've got team leaders, 15%. And we've got managers as black colleagues in London at 17%. So I kind of thought about it, and I thought we do have diversity within the London format, which is great. And I kind of thought my question to myself was more about not having diversity, but is it at every level within our business? Do we have enough diversity in our managers and our directors? And the simple truth is, the answer is no, not in London, not from what I'm seeing. But we have huge amounts of opportunity and potential, and we've got to find out the right mechanics and the right training and career mapping that will allow us to take the great potential we have. So I suppose when I sort of thought about tonight, I haven't got a magic bullet. Do I think we can do a far better job? Yes, we can. Absolutely. As the MD of London, I will do a better job over the next 12 months than my first 8 weeks. But I also think everyone in this room can do a better job as well. And I think that does start with making sure you have your career talent planning discussions with your manager. Understanding when we break out and look at the rooms and the different functions within Tesco, go and explore them at the breakout groups. Go and talk to the people in commercial or marketing or property or retail and just see the breadth of opportunities we have. And then I think I've seen the guide, and I think it's a brilliant guide. It's a 4-step guide on developing a career map. I'd encourage everyone who's come tonight, start the journey. I know many of you have already started it, but start the journey of your career mapping. Our vision for London and the London team is around being multi-format, multi-channel and integrated. One of the key ways we're going to... Oh, thank you. I don't think I need that. I think that's the only chart I've got. You're not meant to, you probably can't read that. But one of the key enablers we've got is that we train and develop great colleagues today and future leaders tomorrow. So we've got a vision which is around the business and the customer of integrating formats.com together. It's got to be local for our customers. But the biggest enabler we will have is about training, developing our colleagues and our future leaders tomorrow. And in that, I think we have future leaders in this room. And my commitment is that through tonight, through meeting a lot of you when I'm out and about in shops, we will understand any barriers that might exist and we will address them. We are going to work with Alison Williams, who's my HR manager for London, and Johnny Macquarie, who's the OD, and all the SDs. We're going to work about making sure we advertise and talk to our colleagues in London around our apprenticeships, around our development programmes, around the foundation degrees. So you've got to shout, and this is a bit of a pitch for London, but it applies to everybody, if you don't feel you're given the opportunity. We are going to offer a multi-format career map. So we have the great luxury in London that we can work across Express, move you to Metro, move you to Extra, go from Extra back into Metro or Express. So we can move and develop your career, if you want it to be in retail, around understanding the differences between big shops, small shops and .com centres. We are going to launch some training academies and stores of excellence that is going to benchmark and deliver training to our colleagues in London. And finally, we're going to obviously actively support diversity and the development of our managers and directors in London. That's what we need to do as a business. And I think the fact that we've got a great room tonight shows that this is a great first step. That's my commitment. Now, it's 8 weeks in. I don't think we'll have delivered it in the next 2 weeks. But I'm working with Alison and the HR team, and we've got the plans I've described, but it will take us a few weeks to get them up and running. But I think it gives us an opportunity to really develop more managers, more directors into the London format team. And that's hopefully, if I'm invited back next year, I can talk about some of those great achievements from our colleagues. I think my challenge or ask of everyone in this room is not tonight, go around the stands, talk to people, but over the next 4 weeks, start to work on your career maps. Start to talk to your line manager. Start to talk to the SOMs and the SDs as they come around the stores and visit them. Start to talk to me. Interrupt me when I'm out and about. Not enough people do that. Come up to me and introduce yourself. Tell me what's on your PDP. Tell me what you want to do. Now, I might well say, thanks very much, and no, you can't have my job. But start the conversation and have the confidence. You know, everything we talk about career development does start with doing a great job. So in all of this, we have fantastic opportunity, but it all starts with we do a great job. And as long as that's the foundation of us doing a great job, I think every individual can have aspiration, ambition, and do whatever they want to do. And I think you've got to be confident. You know, there's a very big difference between confidence and arrogance. We're not an arrogant business, but we do need to be confident as a business, but also as an individual, and set yourself clear goals. So I'm around for the evening. I'll be delighted that if any new recruits want to come and talk to me, you can find me outside with a coffee.
Stop it now.
Sorry, I'm getting... and you know, for the people in the London team, it's great to meet you all. I do get around a lot of the stores. Please come up and introduce yourself. And I think tonight is a great event to launch the journey. And certainly the London format and the team are absolutely up for it. So thank you for giving me some time. Sorry I was a bit late, and I look forward to seeing you all at the break. Thanks very much.